Welcome everyone to the Ordinary Council meeting of the Wellington Shire for the 17th of September 2024. Members of the public gallery should note that Council records and publishes Council meetings via YouTube to enhance the accessibility of Council meetings to the broader Wellington community. These recordings are also archived and be published on Council's website for viewing by the public or used for publicity or information purposes. At the appropriate times during the meeting, members of the gallery may address the Council, at which time their image, comments or submissions will be recorded. Members of the public who are not in attendance at the Council meeting but who wish to communicate with the Council via the online web form should lodge their questions or comments early in the meeting to ensure that their submissions can be dealt with at the end of the meeting. Please could gallery visitors, councillors and invited online attendees ensure that mobile phones and other electronic devices are turned off or in silent mode for the duration of the meeting. Wellington Shire Council acknowledges our offices are located on the traditional lands of the Gunai-Kurnai Nation. We pay our deep respects to their elders past, present and future and acknowledge their ongoing cultural and spiritual connections to their land and waters. Council's election period has commenced in preparation for local government elections. During this time, Council must adhere to the requirements of the Local Government Act 2020 and Council's election period policy to ensure that no prohibited decisions are made that could unreasonably bind the incoming Council or influence the election outcome. Councillors are not permitted to use the public forum provided by the Council meeting for purposes of campaigning or to use their position to gain electoral advantage or to disadvantage another candidate. We have one apology today, which is Councillor Stevens. Do we have any declarations of conflicts of interest? No? Item 3.1, adoption of minutes of previous Council meetings. Someone to move that, please. Councillor Wood.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that Council adopt the minutes and resolutions of the Ordinary Council meeting of the 3rd of September 2024.
And seconded by Councillor Mackenzie. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Have we that, Councillor Wood?
Thank you, Mayor.
Item 4, business arising from previous meetings, there are none. Item 5, acceptance of late or urgent items, there are none. Item 6, notices of motion, there are none. Item 7, receiving of petitions or joint letters, there are none. Item 8, invited addresses, presentations or acknowledgements. Do we have any? Councillor Mackenzie, I think by a whisker. Would you be able to use your microphone, please, Councillor Mackenzie? If you could pull it around in front of you so it's clearer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I wish to acknowledge Seaspray, who are finalists in the 2024 Tidy Towns and Cities Keeping Victoria Beautiful in the category of Heritage and Culture. Seaspray has been recognised for the 12 historical signs along the town's historical foreshore that showcases Seaspray's history. The signs offer glimpses into the town's past, highlighting and celebrating the town's socio-cultural history, including beachside fashions, early streetscapes, the general store's beginnings, and the supply of fresh bread and milk to campers in the 1920s and 1930s. This project was the brainchild of Kayleen Wheeler, President of the Seaspray Ratepayers Association, and with special mention to Sue Kennedy for all her hours of research into the history and storytelling of Seaspray by pictures and the wonderful financial support of ESSO, her dream became a reality. Seaspray are up against 2 other historical and significant heritage finalists, both in Beechworth, being the Golden Horseshoe Festival and Beechworth Courthouse. The winners will be announced on October 28. On behalf of Wellington community, we wish Seaspray all the best and hope they are awarded the 2024 Tidy Towns Heritage and Cultural Trophy. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Mackenzie. Councillor Crossley.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to congratulate and acknowledge the important gallery exhibition, the 2024 John Leslie Art Prize, our richest and most loved landscape painting prize. And it was certainly the community were well engaged, over 200 people, plus probably. It was a packed and excited event, and that was on the 6th of September. And it was really lovely that the winner, Peter Gardner, which is his large oil painting and wax and glitter piece, is you can actually see it. It's the big pieces as you enter the exhibition. And no, it's not an elephant, it's an elephant in the room of the landscape and some of the destruction from storms and damage in the forest. But Peter certainly in his acceptance speech said that it's such a well-loved and an important exhibition for artists across Australia, and to bring that to our community is a great draw card and a credit. The exhibition was beautifully presented, and that was also remarked upon the artists, that it was, as they say, a well-hung exhibition, and they were very pleased to be part of that exhibition. And also there was a Best Gippsland Work winner, which was Linda Gibbs, whose work was very recent, was Aurora over Corner Inlet, and a beautiful romantic piece there of the landscape. And Linda is certainly no stranger to the gallery, and she also said how much she loves being involved with the space. But not only how much loved it's from the arts community, but the restaurants and the accommodation and venues were stacked to the gunnels, and also gave great feedback that these sort of events are not only a cultural stimulus, but an economic stimulus to the town as well. So congratulations, I encourage everybody to go there. There's other, it was the first time we had the Boor and Tuck Gallery in the larger space, and also the new Yes Gallery, which is the youth exhibition space, which is permanent space for the youth. So I encourage everybody to go and see the gallery, which is bursting with new exhibitions. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Crosley. I had the privilege last Thursday night to go to the Municipal Association of Victoria, or the MAV Annual Awards Night, which was a fantastic night. And I'd like to acknowledge Councillor Crosley did actually receive an award on that night. It was for 15 years of service as a councillor. Quite a big achievement, and I'd like to say thank you for your years of service. Councillor Crosley is not running it, but 15 years is a long time to represent the community and give a lot of time and effort to making sure our community prospers for the future. So congratulations, Councillor Crosley. We have a nice Councillor Service Award and a pin that she can wear with pride, which says 15 years of service to local government. So congratulations.
And if I may, Mayor, as an attendee of, in fact, I might hand this over to Councillor Marr.
Thank you, Mr. CEO. I was just also wanting to acknowledge that our Mayor received an award as well, and was recognised as the Mayor Emeritus status, awarded by the MAV for his leadership and service to the Wellington Shire. And I'd just like to pass on my congratulations to you on behalf of everyone sitting here today. Well done and well deserved.
Thank you, Councillor Marr.
Mayor, can I just add too, just for councillors, there were 2 awards given on the night, just for instance, 2 councillors from other parts of Victoria who had served 40 continuous years as a councillor. So there's something to aspire to for new members and existing councillors. 40 years, 2 councillors received 40-year service awards.
I think Councillor Rossetti worked out how old he would be at 40 years of service. We won't mention how old he was, but he thinks he can probably get there. No way. But it was a great night by the MAV. I'd also like to acknowledge a great conference that was the week of the 3rd of September, the first week of September. We had our annual Gippsland Offshore or GNEC meeting down at Traralgon. We had hosted in Wellington, in Sale, at the Wedge the first 2 years. And I must say it was quite pleasing to see the acknowledgement that Wellington got as the council that really acknowledged adopting the renewable energy to Gippsland and being at the forefront of bringing that new energy and future jobs to our area. It was a fantastic conference hosted by La Trobe. We had about 800 delegates, 350 students through, and we had 150 different speakers, and it was so pleasing to see the amount of people that were there in attendance to see that we make sure that the renewable energy in our region actually does succeed and does keep going. So great conference by everyone, but it was really pleasing to see the acknowledgement of Wellington as the leaders that have brought that to Gippsland. So very pleasing. At the same time, we were lucky to have Minister Chris Bowen, Federal Minister, to fly down and do a couple of announcements. The big announcement he did was the Gippsland Offshore Wind Alliance. People might go, what is the Gippsland Offshore Wind Alliance? It's chaired by Committee for Gippsland and GCCN are the two main partners, but also the other proponents that potentially would get an offshore licence, and also businesses that will benefit from being recipients of the renewable energy. So it's an evolving alliance that will have some new members, but it's great to see that there is some initiative that has been taken by locals and also the proponents to make sure that there is success, there is supply chains, there's jobs that are created, and make sure that we do it properly. So it's very exciting for the region as well that we have a local group that is doing that, but also a great conference. We call that GOA, so Gippsland Offshore Wind Alliance, or GOA, or GOA, is that correct? Yep, GOA. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes with the future as well and lead the way to make sure we are successful. But congratulations to the hard-working team at GCCN for delivering such a great conference. It was well received by everyone. And it was a shame to not have that conference here, but really with the growing numbers and the excitement, we did need the extra room. And the venue was fantastic to host it and make it a success. And we look forward to next year's conference. Will be, I believe, bigger and better again because we keep to be building and building on the conference. But it was a fantastic event. Well done to everyone. Item 9, questions on notice. I believe we have none. Item 10.1, Mayor and Councillors' report. Someone to move that, please. August 24.
Thank you,
Councillor
Mayor.
Ripper.
I'd like to move that the Mayor and Councillor report be noted.
And seconded by Councillor Wood. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Ripper.
Thanks, Mayor. The Mayor and Councillors attended 37 events in August. The Rural Councils Victoria Forum 2024, an eye on Canberra in Melbourne, was Mayor By. The Middle of Everywhere Gippsland Rally Welcome Night in Sale at the Port, Mayor By attended. Seats Executive Committee meeting, annual general meeting and quarterly meeting in Sale, Councillor Taddison attended. Great Southern Rail Trail Extension official opening at Jellandale, Councillor Stevens, Councillor McKenzie and Councillor Ripper attended. And the Victorian Local Government Mayors, CEOs, MAV Delegates Networking Meeting, Melbourne, which MAV stands for Municipal Association of Victoria. Councillor Rossetti attended. Gippsland International Winter Festival All Breeds Championship Dog Show in Maffra. Mayor By attended with Councillor Ripper. And the Yarram Tara branch of the Australian Red Cross, 110-year celebration at Yarram. Mayor By and Councillor Stevens attended. And Federation University Gippsland Business Awards Churchill, Mayor By attended. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Ripper. Item 11, Delegates Reports. I believe we have none tonight. Item 12.1, Chief Executive Office Report, August 2024. Someone to move that, please. Councillor Taddison. Would you be able to pull that just in front of you so we can hear?
Yeah, so you can hear. I move that the Chief Executive Officer's report be received.
And seconded by? Oh, nearly a dead heat. We'll go for Councillor Marr on this occasion. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to note a couple of events that our hard-working CEO continued to attend over the last month.
Did you say hard-working?
Oh, very hard-working. No, it's a credit to David that he gets to so many different events and he manages to run the organisation so well. So Thanks, David, for your ongoing hard work. He attended the LG Pro CEO and Director Forum on the 1st of August. He met with Regional Development Victoria Gippsland representative Sarah Rhodes Ward on the 13th of August. And then he attended the Sale Rotary Club meeting as a guest speaker, so well done on doing some community service as well. David hosted the Yarram Early Learning Centre official opening in Yarram on the 16th of August. That was attended by Councillor Stevens, Councillor Ripper and Councillor Mackenzie. And then he hosted the joint official opening of the South Gippsland with the South Gippsland Shire of the Great Southern Rail Trail in Alberton. So that was a significant event, also attended by Councillor Stevens, Councillor Ripper and Councillor Mackenzie. He attended the Wellington Renewable Energy Forum on the 21st of August, met with TAFE Gippsland representative Laura McPherson in Sale on the 27th of August, and hosted the One Gippsland Board meeting in Sale on the 30th of August. So a very busy month, and well done. Thanks, David, for your ongoing efforts.
Thanks, Councillor Tatterson. Item 13.1, Quarterly Building Report, April to June 2024.
I'm happy to
Councillor
move that.
Maher.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that Council note the report of building permits issued from the 1st of April to the 30th of June 2024.
And seconded by Councillor Wood. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Maher.
Thanks, Mayor. This report outlines details of building permits issued between the months of April to June. The first attachment provides an overview by township where 225 permits were issued at a value of just over $35 million. The major projects for this period include the Esso gas plant at Longford, demolition of a community hall and construction of a warehouse at Tanamba, Sporting Legends extension in Sale, the Gippsland Centre sale, where there's a new tenancy involved, childcare centre at Dawson Street, Stage 3, and alterations to the Gippsland Veterans Centre. The graphics that are also on the attachments certainly show that Wellington Shire's movements are in alignment with the rest of the region for that period of time. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Maher. Item 13.2, Monthly Planning Decisions, July 2024.
And I'm happy to
Councillor
move that
Maher.
one as well. I move that Council note the report on recent planning permit trends and planning application determinations between the 1st of July and 31st of July 2024.
And seconded by Councillor Crosley. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Maher.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. The determinations were made for the month of July and certainly include a variety of permit applications. But looking through those applications, we can still see that there's a very strong development of two-lot subdivisions. 50 determinations were also made for that period. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Maher. Mr CEO, is there any online comments?
None, Mayor.
None? Do we have anyone in the gallery that'd like to come and address council? Come forward, state your name. You have 3 minutes to address council. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr Mayor and Councillors. Neil Barraclough. I'd just like to say to Council that I'm disappointed that Council initially took a stand on the timber industry, promoting it as sustainable when it is absolutely clear that it isn't. And it just disappointed me that the Shire, having become involved, hasn't had a positive input that they could have. First, I think they needed to understand the situation, which they haven't put enough effort into. And then I think there was a need to act correctly. We had a situation where we had the Nationals saying that the timber industry was sustainable and world class when it's third world and not sustainable, and totally obvious when you go out in the bush and have a look. And opposed to that, we had the Labor who just want to shut down the entire timber industry and walk away from management, leaving it to an Armageddon in mega fires, as is inevitable. We've seen further layoffs from the government, which means they just simply don't have a capacity to prevent mega fires. And I have, in 2013, I warned the Wellington Shire about the consequences of the drought, 2017 to 20, and I'm now warning the Wellington Shire about a likelihood of a drought from 2027 to 29. It's an 18.6-year cycle, which I identified and correctly predicted in 2005, when we had the Black Saturday fires. We're now 18.6 years on, and for a number of years I've been saying that we need to watch the ice caps, the Antarctic ice sheet, in the lead up to April 2025 for a large breakdown of ice. We have had the large breakdown of ice, as I suggested. That will likely move north, and in 2 to 3 years it will cool down the ocean sea surface temperatures and reduce the evaporation, giving us a high probability of drought. And with the management of the forests over the last 40 years, we are basically very likely approaching irreversible Armageddon in the forests. There will be no timber for the future. I have related our use of the timber resource to the decimation of the passenger pigeons in America. We once had an amazingly abundant resource. It's been trashed, and I hope the councillors that are standing, if they are elected, will give thought to what will be left for future generations, because with present management, it's just going to be trashed. Thank you.
Thanks, Neil. There's no one else in the gallery that'd like to address council. In that case, I will declare the meeting closed at 5:21. Thank you, everyone.